But what used to happen every night for the month that I was in the first place, I'd hear talking in my hallway, okay, within my apartment. And I would go out thinking someone had been knocking on the door, and I was like, who is it and whatever? No one there. And there were voices. Then I thought maybe it's the Egyptian neighbors who attend the school as well. It wasn't them. Later on, when I'd moved, the landlord's son who lived on the top floor said that he wanted some English lessons. He was a pilot, trainee pilot. So I went upstairs. I started working with him. And I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing this story. And this was 97, okay? And as we got talking, got to know him a little bit more, and he said to me, I used to call upon the jinn, okay? And I looked at him, I was like, and I was teaching him Robinson Crusoe. That was the book I had. I was going through to teach him English. His English was good. And so he said to me, I used to call upon the jinn. And I was like, okay. And he wanted to share it with me. Now, he showed, and I'm not going to explain describe what he told me he had to do to call upon the jinn, but it was what epitomizes evil, okay? What he described to me, what you have to do. The book that he used was banned from Saudi Arabia and everything. But the reason he's practicing by this time, but what he showed me was a lesson of how Iblis works, okay?
Yeah.
If we are not protecting ourselves. As he was telling me what he did to be able to succumb to the jinn, the door behind us, okay, the bathroom door, started opening and closing. He was the only one living there. It started, and I swear by Allah, I'm not like exaggerating.
No, I believe you, yeah.
It started opening and closing, yeah, and then it became more rapid and more violent. Bang, 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 bang. Now I just started quietly. I was sitting there listening to him, and I didn't want to show fear. We know it as when the jinn and with this evil.
Yeah.
So I was reciting Ayatul Kursi, and he said to me, "I better stop now. You can see one of them has returned." Okay, and by this time, Abdul Rahim, the door was banging and shutting very faster than you and me could ever open and slam a door. Okay, I asked him. I said to him, "So we left it on that occasion. When I came back the next occasion, I said, so can you tell me, are there jinn in the rest of this building?" And he said, I said, and I told him my experience living the floor below. And he said, yes, I used to have discussions with 9 jinn that were some of them were monks and some of them were nuns. And I said, you used to have discussions? He said, yes. You said on the floor below? I said, yes. He said, I used to have discussions about Islam, trying to convert them to Islam. So I said, so that's what was happening downstairs? He said, yes. And it sent a shiver down my spine. Alhamdulillah, I wasn't living there anymore. So I asked him, what made you stop? I said, what made you stop doing this? He said, when I was in Bournemouth, I used to entertain my non-Muslim friends because he was in the English school in Bournemouth. And he would call upon the jinn to do particular things, and they would do it. And he said, and one day, once my friends had gone and he was going home, the jinn wouldn't leave him alone. They're like, they wanted to do more. They were doing all sorts, and he couldn't control them. When he came back to Saudi now, he's thinking, okay, I'm going to stop this. One of his friends said, no, Saudi friends, show me how to do it and everything. So he taught him. What actually happened, his friend called him screaming down the phone. And he said, please tell me how to stop this. He said, when he got there, the picture that was on the television of his mum was defaced, the eyes hanging and everything like that. The taps he couldn't turn off. They were boiling hot water, just blasting. So he realized now, I said, well, to explain, he goes, the only way I could come back to what I was upon was to come back to Tawheed. The only thing that I could do was come back to my deen. And he stayed on it really, really firmly. So when that banging started happening there, he just started reciting the Ayatul Kursi, making dua. He wasn't fazed by it whatsoever. Why am I bringing this story now? This happened in Saudi. This was a Saudi who had been raised, lived in the society that he'd lived for so long. And the barrier and the doorway between Shaitan affecting us with his army, with his entourage, with the jinn, okay, is so close to us that we are just walking blindly, ignoring what we need to be doing, not only from the spiritual protection, but from the practical protection, okay, from the practical protection.